Damn, I look rough. I won't be like that for tomorrow's live. But anyway, hey, what's up, everybody? This is your host with the most, King Geo in the house. The myth, the legend, the man. Alright? I was eating some bagels. My bad. Sorry about that, guys. But anyway, it's Sunday talk. It's 10 o'clock at night. About to leave soon from work. But let's talk. Let's do Sunday talk. Also, I was something I was reading before I got here about the taxes that we have. Well, the taxes that President Biden wants to make, from raising from 21% to 28%, and not tax anyone who makes $400,000 or less. You know that we keep complaining about these taxes. Both Republicans say it's no good. Some Democrats are saying it's no good. You know that if any president, whether it's Biden, whether it was Bush, whether it was Barack Obama, if they really wanted to do some infrastructure, because every year, every 4 years, they do infrastructure, and they really wanted to do something, they really didn't want to raise the taxes. You know, all they have to do is all these corporations, Verizon, all these corporations like Amazon, JetBlue, and all these corporations that don't pay federal taxes, that fall into the loophole, that takes advantage of the loophole and don't pay no federal taxes. You can look, you can just Google companies that don't pay federal taxes, and you're going to be surprised. The companies that you buy from don't pay federal taxes while you pay federal taxes. So the millions of dollars, I did a video earlier on of companies that don't pay federal taxes. Just think about those millions of dollars that they don't pay in taxes, that they get away with just because there's a loophole. All right. Just imagine if those companies were to pay those taxes, then we will be in the shithole that we are today. We might be in a bind, but not in a shithole. All right. And why don't Democrat or Republicans do this? George Bush had both the Senate and the House of Representatives at one time. Barack Obama had the House of Representatives and the Senate at one time. Donald Trump didn't. And now slightly Biden has the House of Representatives and the Senate, right? So why didn't they fix the loophole then? Why don't Republicans fix the loophole? Why don't Democrats fix the loophole? Why? Because there are Democrats that benefit from. If you search it, there are Democrats who benefit from this tax loophole. There are Republicans that benefit from. I'm talking about congressmen and congresswomen. I'm talking about House of Representative men and women who benefit from this, especially senators, because our representatives don't make that much. But senators, Pelosi's a millionaire. Look at Pelosi's worth more than $30 million. Mitch McConnell's worth over $30 million. Most of them got money. And they benefit from these loopholes, when these companies that have loopholes. All right? So go after those people. You know? The other thing that I was thinking about, how do we make America great again? You know, we talk about America being the greatest country there is in the world, right? But yeah, if you look at us, we're behind in everything. Right? We're behind in everything. Good evening, 12 L's. We're behind everything. And the one thing that I've noticed is that when we're in school, we're not taught how to invest money, but we're taught history. We're taught about Christopher Columbus, like who gives a shit. We're taught about Leonardo Da Vinci. We're talking about Albert Einstein, and we talk about math and English and all this kind of stuff. We're taught things that actually we don't need. In life, what do we really need? Math, reading, and writing. You need math too, so you can know how to subtract and divide and multiply. So when you get paid, you know what you're getting paid for. You know how to read, so you can read your paycheck, or you can read a contract, or it can be. And you need to sign your check, you need to sign contracts, you need to sign. But they don't teach us how to invest money, how to invest in real estate, how to invest in stock. They don't teach us none of that. All right. So when you get to be 18 years old or 19 years old, you're 20 years old, you don't know that you could get yourself a house if you work for 1 or 2 years. If you work for 2 years in a row, they don't teach you that there are programs out there that you don't have to pay a down payment, that they will help you out. They don't tell you that with a certain amount of money you can buy stocks, or they don't tell you, you know what, if once you leave high school, you can go get yourself a trade, or you don't even have to go to high school. You can just go get a trade, get your GD, and you can become a plumber, electrician, and you can do a trade. So they tell you, oh, you have to graduate high school, then you have to go to college, and you have to do this, and then you spend 4 years in college, you spend 7 years in college, you get a bachelor's, you get a master's, and sometimes that doesn't even work. You've wasted all that time. You don't even get a job that you wanted to. You get none of that. So in actuality, they never teach us that. They keep us in the loop. So how are we supposed to learn from that if we don't know? Our parents don't teach us that because our parents don't even know. All right. So how are they going to teach us? So if you was, what up, Mr. Random? How you doing, buddy? I see you still doing your car, bro. When is that gonna be finished, bro? Man, I wish I could go down there and you could do my wifey's car. We need painting. I think I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to go to Mako. So, so we're not taught that. So we're not taught that. So how are we supposed to achieve ourselves? What's up, Frank Evans? How are we supposed to achieve ourselves if we don't know what to do? We get a couple of $100 and we say, you know what, we're gonna spend it on a PlayStation. Why spend it on a PlayStation? Take that money and spend it on Sony. Buy Sony stocks. Buy some stocks. Let it ride. If you play 8 hours a day for a whole entire year, just let your 250, let your $300, or let your $400 that you're gonna put on PlayStation, put it to work for you, and let the fuck ride. What's up, everybody? Let everything ride. Ride veils. You only live once, so you gotta learn how to stretch out. Look at Mr. Random. Mr. Random. He knows mechanics. Mr. Random. I seen him in the show do his mechanic work. I seen that boy take out the motor apart. I seen him put it up. I seen him do a house with Mr. Nefty. With his uncle. I see him do that. So he has a trade. He has a trade. Now, me personally, I would have taken that trade. I would have made myself a big ass garage, and I've been working for myself, not working for the man. Be working for myself. So he has a trade, and that's something that he can look at. So if he wanted to make a couple of $100 in a day, all he has to do is just fix a car, take out a muffler, put this, put that, and you do that because he has that gift. He has that trade. You know. So that's what we should teach our kids. A trade. I prefer a trade more than a college degree. Everybody's not college bound. Everybody's not school bound. Everybody don't like school, but everybody likes money. Everybody has a gift to work with their hands. So put those skills put those skills to work. Yeah, man. I would have if I would have had the money, I would have given you that money. I would say, you know what, Mr. Random, go open your own shop, bro. Go do what you gotta do. You know, because that's what we gotta do. You have that gift. Yo, put it out there. You got those viewers out there. Yo, you should give viewers, but your address is that. But you got that gift. Yo, go out there, fix a couple of cars, make yourself a nice little shop. 1 or 2 cars a day, blah blah. Don't be like the white man that takes like 20,000 cars in 1 month and can't fix them. And you take your car to them and then it'd be like 3 months in a shop. You want to bring in one car, boom, fix it, boom, next one, boom, fix it, boom, next one. That's like I told my kids when I first moved to my house. This guy charged me $400 to put on 3 PVC pipes. I didn't know how to do that because I'm not like that. I'm from the city. My parents never taught me that, so I don't know. But now I know. So I told my kids, look, this guy charged me $400 for 3 PVC pipes for 45 minutes. And he could charge that. Because you know why he could charge that? And we cannot dispute it because those are his skills. That's what he does. So he can charge whatever he wants. Hold on, guys. Yeah, I can help you. What? My bad, guys. So that's what you do. So you put those skills to the test. And like I said, so he charged me $400 for 4 PVC pipes. If I would have known how to do that, I would have done it myself. But I don't know how. A guy in Puerto Rico, he charged me $125 just to put a piece of glass to my phone. He said, "Yo, G, let me tell you something. To put this piece of glass, the glass cost me maybe like $10. To put it took me like what, 20 minutes? You may say it's expensive, $125. You might say, oh, wow, it's a lot of money. But you know what? I can charge that much because that's I'm taking my time. That's what I learned how to do. So I'm charging you for more something that I know how to do." And I said, "Yo, player, you got to do what you got to do. I understand that, and it's true. And if we instill that into our kids, instead of putting the bar so high to our kids, say you could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, you could be this, you could be, no, you can be whatever you want to be. You become whatever you want to become, and you feel comfortable to be. And then kids won't go to school. Oh, I gotta pass this test. Because really, who really cares if Christopher Columbus came came to the Americas? Christopher Columbus never came to the United States. Who gives a shit? Do you think I give a shit if Nostradamus predicted this? Do you think I give a shit if Leonardo da Vinci? I don't give a crap about that. That's not gonna help me in the future. I'm not gonna be a historian. I'm not gonna work in a museum. So I don't care about that. What I do care about is that how am I going to do in the future if I was back in that age? Now I remember if I was younger then. Now that I'm older, I think differently. Like I put it this way, a lot of people now, you see people talk about immigration. You see people talk about how the president this. There are people that live fucking politics. There are people that live all this bullshit. You know, I had a friend of mine today that he actually had the audacity to say, "Yo, Gio, what about, you know, we were talking about we were talking about something, and he said, I said he was thinking about immigration, and I said something else, and I told him about how these cops are killing everybody else, and he says, and what about black on black?" And I'm like, actually, you really told me what about black on black? Right now, my buddies want me to work for them, the same ones that want me to want me something I can't fix that they will never use. You know, I got to charge them. Yeah, you got to, bro. See, but that's the thing. See, that's the thing about working with buddies, because when you work with buddies, your buddies want a discount. They're like, "Yo, you my buddy, yo. I know they over here they charge $400. You could do it for $100. Nah, son, I can do it for you. Like they're charging you $400. I can do it for you for $300, you know what I'm saying? Or $275, but I can't go that low. You're my buddy, you know, but this is business. You know, I gotta feed my kids, I got a roof to maintain, I got a family to take care of, I got a mortgage, or whatever the case may be. Oh, they're gonna pay. I mean, I know that, but it can't be a big discount though. You know, you can't go out like that. You know, you can work with customers. You know, you can work with customers because at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want customers to keep on coming, because a lot of people get greedy and they're like, "Oh, I want to charge you $1,000 or $2,000 for do this," and someone can go, "You know, I'm going to go to Mr. Random. Mr. Random charge me better prices, and they feel more comfortable with you because you did a great job." You know, that's like. You go to a restaurant and the food may be shitty. You may have shitty food, but you have great service, and people are gonna keep coming back and say, "You know what? I don't care about the food, but you know, King Gio treated me right, and so I feel comfortable going there." One told me, "So you're gonna charge me since you know how to paint?" That's stupid. Yes, the bias in America, 12 L's. The bias in America is incredible. Did you see how the Army sergeant was treated? Did you see how the Army sergeant was treated a year ago in Virginia? The video that I put up where the sergeant had his hands up like this. He didn't do nothing. He still got pepper sprayed. He still got arrested. And then people have the audacity to come up with this is how they deflect. When you tell them, "Oh, what about these white cops?" They say, "Oh, what about black on black?" Who gives a fuck about black on black? People are stupid when they say black on black. Because you know why? Because if you live in a black neighborhood or you live in a minority neighborhood and there's no white, so there's very little white, who do you think is going to kill each other? Minorities and blacks. Because you're in a black neighborhood or you're in a minority neighborhood. So that's, when you say black and black, you have United States of America has 330 million people. Out of those 330 million people, 41 million of those are blacks. That's not a lot of blacks in America. So there's going to be more crimes. There's going to be more crimes, black and black, because there's less black people. But no one says anything. No one, white on white crime, that doesn't exist, right? That's not a thing. When that guy shot those people up in Seattle, Washington, in the movie theater, when he went to dress as a Joker, that's not white crime, right? When Jeffrey Dahmer was killing those kids in Wisconsin, that's not no white on white crime, right? When Son of Sam was killing those people in New York, that wasn't no white on white crime, right? So when all these people, when all these white people do this crazy shit, that's not white on white, right? No, that's what they're implying. No. It implies that people of white color don't kill each other, but black people, they kill each other. If you go to a neighborhood where there's a mixed race, you will never say that. But when he told me this, black on black, because he doesn't think for himself. This is the things that he hears from Candace Owens. These are the things that he hears from the piece of shit Shapiro. These are the things that he hears from the Republican Party. Okay, but people like this don't think for themselves. I'm from the streets. I'm from the South Bronx, and in the South Bronx we were blacks and Puerto Ricans, and we never back in the 80s, even back in the 80s, we never said to you never heard of the phrase black and black crime. That didn't exist because crime was crime, and if a black person shot another black, you never saw that black up no because you lived in a black neighborhood. If you have 100 blacks, who's the most to kill the other black? A black guy. So when I hear black on black crime, that's stupid. But you don't hear white on white because that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist, or they refuse to accept it. But you look at federal prison, you look mass murderers, white, rapists, white, child molesters, white. The majority of them, I'm not saying that there ain't no blacks, there ain't no Hispanics, but the majority of them in this country, I don't know about other countries, but in this country, those crimes are done by white people. But you don't see that in statistics. You don't see Candace Owens saying that. You don't that Candace Owens is anti-black. She's against her own color. But you don't see people like that. When a person tells me black on black, because that's what other people's these white centric right wing, that's the way they think, and it's a shame because you don't think like that. People get caught up, and it's true. What you said, Torvald, people are superficial, and that's what they are. And in one way, sometimes they tell you one thing one way, then on your back they tell you another, or they just vain. They just all they think about is for themselves. And it's true, Mr. Random. People, but they know you. They want you to give them a discount. So he wants you to paint his car because, he wants you to give him a discount or paint it for free because you know how to paint. Nah, bro. That's why I tell. There's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know about me because if I tell them that, you ask me, yo, G, can you do it for me? Can you do it for me? No, I'm not. I'm not willing to do things for free anymore. I will help you out. I could do that. But if I need mechanics, or maybe how to do engine work, I'm not gonna rebuild your engine for $100. I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm not saying police brutality. Police brutality has never been new. It's always existed. But it goes beyond the norm now. Everywhere you go, I know Candace is stupid. Everywhere we go, you see a police officer trying to demean a black person or Hispanic person. You see that happening because you give these young people a gun and a badge and they think they are the law. And that's not the way you're supposed to live in America, in any country. not just here, in any country. You know, here you go, you run away from a cop because they put in the sirens, and you run to a nearest light pole, or you run to a fire station, or you run to a gas station because you don't feel safe, and you're black or Hispanic. They'll take out of the car and beat the shit out of you. You do that if you're white, and they go to the car like, "Why'd you run away from?" "Oh, I didn't know, I was scared." "Oh, don't be running from the cops." That's what they do. You know, so when you see idiotic people like Candace Owens just say there's no racism in America, what the hell she's talking about? I did a video the other day on Candace where she got awarded $32,000 because the mayor of her hometown, her son was bullying her or something like that in the school paid, and the NAACP was the one that helped her, and she turns around now and says that the NAACP is no good. So the people that helped her, the very group that helped her, she went against. Ain't that some shit? Okay, so and we have to, and we also as a society, and I'm talking about when I say it's in America, we as a society we have to get away from the slavery thing. We have to get away from just the word slave itself, because that happened years ago. We weren't even born. And by you mentioning it, and by we doing, and by we keep bringing the same thing up, we just keep repeating the same thing over and over again. The best way to get rid of it is just not to talk about it. The best way to do it is just to move forward and become better people, become better human beings, become better than what they think that we are. Okay, we don't have to prove to them shit. To be honest with you, we don't have to prove. You got to prove to yourself something. You got to prove to yourself that you can do it and you will do it. So when a person comes and tell you, "Oh, I'm better than you because I'm white," fuck it. That's what you want to believe. That's what you want to believe. We're all created equal. So we have to stop trying to prove that we're better than they are. No, we're not better than they are. We're equal to them. Okay? And I don't need no favors. I don't think none of us need no favors to create that quality. But all that comes within yourself. So we got rid of all this bullshit, like say that we need reparation because in some sort of way you do. Yeah, the KKK. The cops is the new KKK. I believe that. The reparation, because if you look at the law back then, when you owned a slave, after the slave had served you, you had to give that slave some land. That was the reparation, and that never happened. That never happened. Just the same way the Indians, the English came and they took over America and they raped their women. They took everything from their women. And you think they gave them the land? No. It's now, for the past 30, 40 years, is that the Indians been getting the land back. Most of these resorts that you see in Las Vegas, and most of these casinos, who owns them? Indians. They're done in Indian land, because when you build something in Indian land, you don't collect. The government can't collect federal funds from you. They can't collect income taxes from you, because that's federal land. That's your land. You're federally covered. So you're all good. If you can find yourself if you can find yourself a blood test and find out in your genealogy that you have some Indian in you, you could claim for that. You don't even have to pay taxes. But it's just incredible how Donald Trump, to be honest with you, has turned America around completely. I've never seen any president done the damage that he has done to this country that any other president has done. And he only did that because he played on the mind of the weak. If you keep the people down, that's what's going to happen. If you keep the people uninformed, that's what's going to happen. The Republican Party the other day said that Biden's bill for the infrastructure, nothing had to do with infrastructure. So he did the one Republican senator said, "Oh, they want to build hospitals, they want to build this, they want to build bridges, they want to fix bridges." Assholes, these are infrastructures. All right, making cell phones or whatever, conductors, those are infrastructures. So they try to sell you something, and if you're not careful and you don't do your research, you will fall into their bullshit. Even the Democrats, you will fall into the Democrats' bullshit too. And it's not just Republican; it's both parties. And that's the sad part about it. There's a lot of examples that I can give you from both parties that they're all both full of shit. But at the end of the day, We have to look out for each other. We have to look out for one another. We have to look out. You know what? We have to look out for for our black brothers. We have to look out for our brown brothers because these white people, they are great white people out there. They really are. But the way they're acting now with this racism, following politics, because that's all they do, follow politics. That's why I don't follow religion, because religion is another way of keeping a person separated. There's only one God. There's only one Jesus Christ. There's only one Holy Spirit. But yet, these religions want to separate you and make you think that, oh, because we're Catholic, we have to think this way. Because you're Protestant, we have to think this way. Because you're Jehovah's Witness, you have to think that way. There's so many religions, but there's only one God. And all that does is separate people. So people will have fights in Ireland. The Catholics fought against the Protestants for many years because they're two-sided. The Vatican, you go to Rome, the Vatican has its own laws. The Vatican has his own money, his own money. They're not part of Italy. They're in Italy, but they're not part of the Italian government. So they have their own currency. They have all that. That's a religion. That's why I don't believe in religion. I don't believe in certain churches, but I don't believe in religion. Because all it does is separate you. The same way I don't believe in politics, because politics is supposed to help, but they don't help. You know? At the end of the day, you got to work for you. At the end of the day, you got to make your bread and butter. You got to make your money. You got to hustle the best way that you can hustle so that you can put food on your table, so you can pay your bills. Not no politicians. Politicians only care for you every 4 years. They come knocking on your door. Hey, what can we do? What do you think we can do for you? What do you think we can do? And then when you vote for them, they don't know you again. They don't see you ever again. You will never see that politician in your house again. Because for you, for the next 4 years, you are irrelevant. They already got what they wanted, which was your vote. You know, and people don't see that. Yes, politicians are crook. There are very few like Bernie Sanders. There are very few like that man who, if you see the trajectory of Bernie Sanders, he has always helped out the poor. He's always gone for the poor. He's never strayed away. But people don't vote for Bernie Sanders because he's an independent. Because he wants shit done for people, for low class people, for middle class people. You know, and people just don't see that. People look at the American people, right? They complain about they would do that. They don't want the taxes high. They don't want more money to be taken out. But they complain that our health system sucks. That this is this, that this is that. But you know, you go to other countries. Of course, tyrants from the top. We all know that. You go to other countries, and the reason why other countries are able to give you free colleges. Yes, he did. But Trump did sabotage this country. So if you go to other countries, Germany, Italy, England, and those countries, and you go to these countries that where you got free education, and it's not free, people, but that's what they want you to see. It's free education, universal health care, good police, your streets are clean, the education system is great, right? You're able to do that. These countries are able to do that because they have a high tax rate. So when you tax more, you're going to get more. So I don't mind paying extra if I know that my kid is going to a good school. I don't mind paying extra if I know that my schools are clean. I mean, my streets are clean. I don't mind paying extra if I know that the police are doing their job. I don't mind paying extra for that. You know, I don't mind paying extra that I know that if I go from one city and I go to the next city, I can have a doctor there. Or if I go to another country, I can have a doctor there. You can do that within the European system. You can't do that here. If you're insured in New York, and your insurance in New York, and you go to California, the California doctor's not going to see you because your insurance is not going to cover that. You know, and if they do cover it, it's an arm and a leg. And why is that country so messed up? Because the pharmaceuticals, the health system has our countries by the balls. They grab them by the balls and they say, "Well, you have to, do this, do that. We want you. The prices of one pill is going to cost you $500." But then you go to countries like Mexico, you go to Canada, and you go to other countries, and that same $500 pill here costs you down there $20. Okay, you can go to Mexico right now. I saw a report where people from California, Arizona, stuff like that, are going to Mexico for dental work because it's much cheaper down there. It's much cheaper than there. People are going to get their stomach bypass, either whether it's gastric bypass or RYG bypass, so they can lose weight, because here's like $50,000 or $60,000, while over there in Mexico it's only 10,000. No, maybe between $5,000 and $10,000. And they give you, it's the same procedure, the same everything. You go, I've seen people do videos, and I see people write about it, that they go there, the facilities are great, they only pay $5,000, the doctors there are great. The same procedures they do here that cost 50 grand, they do it for you over there for 5 grand, with the same expert doctors, same thing. People may say, oh, but you're going to Mexico. It doesn't matter. What do you think? These doctors don't, they don't go to law school. They don't go to medical school. I mean, you'd be a fool if you're going to go to and I've read about this. A woman went and got her butt done, but this lady had her office in a basement. Why would you get your butt done in a person's basement? No, I need to see a certificate. And before I even give my life away like that, I'll research the doctor. I'll make sure the doctor graduated from an accredited school, finished school, got all the certificates and blah 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 blah. I'm not just going to go over there. But that's what it is, and this is what we live in. We live in a society that it's just politics. And if you look at the history of our nation, every Republican that's been in office has damaged our economy, and every time that happened, and when a Democrat comes in, a Democrat has fixed the economy. Bill Clinton left the country on a surplus. A surplus. That means the country had money. George Bush came in, we went into a recession. Barack Obama came in, he took over the recession. For the first 4 years, he tried to fix everything, and then on his second term, what was going on? Unemployment was going down, our job growth was going up, and there was money. He made Obamacare. All right, so this man took an unemployment from 12.5, and in 8 years he brought it down to 4.5. All right, that's a big gap. That's a lot. He left it at 4.5. Donald Trump took it, and in 4 years went from 4.5. I mean, it was 4.7. I'm sorry, 4.7 that Barack Obama left it. And Donald Trump took it down to 3.5. That's just 1.2. That's nothing. He said that Donald Trump said that he had a good economy. No, he inherited a good economy. Just look it up. These are things that you can look up. But when you speak to people, they say, "Oh, Donald Trump did the best." No, because they're going from what he says. You can't do that. It's like going to church and the pastor says do this and do that. When the pastor says do this and do that, you look at the Bible and you go by what the Bible says. And if you wanna center yourself that way, that's what you do. So you do your research. I really want to go. Because I just don't have the funds for it. But if I can open up a page or go for it, whatever case may be, and have money to go down to Mexico, because I will literally cross the border, go around Tijuana, go around the lines and just record everything that I see, talk to the people because I know Spanish, and talk to them and ask them, what is it that's going on here? What really is going on? How long have you been there? What's been going on? How have you been treated? Because today it came out in Austin, Texas, about that the governor of Texas is in a pissy mood with President Biden, because in the place in Austin, Texas, where the kids are being held, there's been reports of sexual abuse. All right. So Chris Wallace was talking to the governor of Texas and says, "Why is it that you're like this with the Biden administration, but this was happening also under the Trump administration, and you didn't say anything? You kept your mouth shut." And now with Biden, you're not keeping your mouth shut. Why is that? He came out and said, "Oh no, because of the Biden with the Trump administration, Donald Trump was keeping him a loop. That Donald Trump always called him and let him know what's going on." Come on, that's bullshit. And an accusation, It doesn't matter if it was the Trump or the Biden administration and those kids were being abused in either administration. That needs to be reported because people need to know. But you're gonna tell me that you kept hush hush because Donald Trump was keeping you in the loop and he kept calling you. That's your excuse. I don't believe that. I don't believe that Donald Trump called him every day or whatever. No, I don't believe that. But that's just his way of saying, you know what? I kept it a secret because he's a Republican. He's my boy. But Biden is not my boy, so I don't care. So he's going to have to pay. Come on. You can't do this. This is why I tell people you cannot follow politics. You know, I vote for the best person who I think is going to fit the job. And if not, I just don't vote at all. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say, you know what? Biden is a piece of shit president because it's too early. It's too early in his administration for me to say anything bad about Biden. The only thing that I can say about Biden is that I saw a report the other day where the war was being made and there's still some gap, and people could go into that gap. There are some gaps there that was not filled because Biden, when he came into office, he stopped it. Then, if you don't want to build the wall or continue building the wall, that's cool. But these gaps that you have there, those gaps have to be put. You have to replace. You have to put those gaps together so this way people don't cross the border. He stopped that. I'm not in favor of that. We're getting so many so many people into that are crossing that when they get arrested, they have to go into the detention center and they got to get processed. So what does that happen? You're taking away border agents. They got to do paperwork, and while they're doing that paperwork, there's no one watching that law. There's no one watching that wall. So what do? So now you should hire more border patrol agents. That's you hire more people to watch the border. That's what you got to do. But it's not being done by either party. At the end of the year, what was the only thing that Donald Trump ever did was last year when they were coming through Honduras, Salvador, Costa Rica, Mexico. Donald Trump said, stop, right there, don't come in. What did he do? He talked to the president of Salvador. He talked to the president of Mexico. He said, we're going to give you money. We're going to give you money. Yeah, it's true. In Dominican Republic, a lady went and got her butt done in a basement and she died. So Donald Trump gave these countries some money so that these people can stay in that country until their asylum was done, until the court dates in the courts. I mean, the court date was available to them, but it kept them there. And the same thing Biden is doing he's negotiating with these countries again. All right, and for everybody that's saying, how can Biden let these kids come into the country that are unaccompanied? There's nothing that he can do because him and Donald Trump tried to separate these kids. He succeeded. But he tried to turn them away, and the federal government of the United States, the federal government said, no, you cannot do that. So Biden tried to do the same thing, and they told him, no, if we didn't let Donald Trump do it, we're not going to let you do it because it's the law. You can't turn away an unaccompanied kid, and these people know that, you know. And you saw the report where it says some of these kids have family members in the United States, so the mothers know where to send them and who to send them to. But there are mothers that don't care and just send their kids along, and you don't do that. I mean, I think we should have more of a stronghold on who we let in this country. I don't mind helping people out, but this immigration stuff, this has to stop. It's up to the country to take care of their own people. You know, Mexico's a big country, and if Mexico found out a way not to be so corrupt and get away from these gangs and not let these gangs take over, Mexico will be a great country to live in. Mexico will be a great place to work at. But that's not going to happen because corruption within its own people, it's all fucked up. Every country's like that. What do you think people flee Africa and go to Slovenia or go to Italy? You see a lot of Africans in Italy. Why do they flee their own country? When a country as Africa is so rich in so many things, gold, minerals, they're rich. But the country's so corrupt, that's kind of hard for you to work. It is. So they flee. You know, and here's a country that we have. There's a country that we have a lot of stuff, and people don't want to work. You know, yesterday I was reading an article where there are millions of jobs out there, literally, because everywhere you go here in the United States, you see something. And I say United States because I may get some people watching me from another country. And you see signs everywhere. We're hiring, and no one wants to work because why? Because we're giving these people unemployment. These people are making more unemployed than they are making while they're working, and that's no good. We're already into a year into this pandemic. We already know what to do. You know what to wear, what not to wear. You know how to sanitize your hands. You gotta sanitize your face. You gotta do all these kind of things. But yeah, people don't do that. So in that same report, this one guy, his boss told him, "I want to pay you this." He goes, "No, I'm not going to come back to work because I'm making more money unemployed than I am employed." And the boss told him, "But when that unemployment runs out, you're not going to, what you going to do?" He goes, "I'll take my chances." So unemployment goes away. You have no job. You try to go back to your job, and the boss is going to say, "Well, I told you." I know. It's because people don't think what they say. They think that Africans are just only in this country. Africans are in every country, my brother. And like I said, if the government of Africa would have done its job, because now before it was just one country, now it's different countries within a country, it's a continent. The African people, there's no reason why Nigeria should be poor. There's no reason why the Congo should be poor. There's no reason why any of these countries in Africa should be poor, because they have the resources, but they just don't have the government. And when the government's not with you, you have nothing. India's another country that's rich, but it's poor because the government, the corruption. I'm talking to an Indian guy here in my job. And he said, the Gandhi family, the Gandhi family is the richest family in India. They have more money than India. But what happens? The country's all fucked up. The government system, the system. He said, the privilege that we have here, they don't have it in India. In India, you cannot take out a car in credit. You cannot take anything in credit. Everything is bought with cash. Everybody don't have cash. But African people wouldn't have to leave Africa if Africa helped them. If the government helped them. People want to live the Caribbean if their own government helped them. It's kind of messed up. Yes, but you know what? The corrupt. But look at Haiti. Haiti is the first nation. Haiti is the first place in the world that got liberated from the English. Now think about this way. I was talking about this with this young lady. Her name is Anastasia Doctor. Anastasia, and she does live with me. And she's in a two young women. And we were talking. And if you guys don't know about this, the countries in Africa, like Nigeria and stuff like that when they make money, they have to give their money to their money goes into a French bank, right? And that French bank holds their money. And when they're gonna take out their money, they cannot take out their money. No. They gotta take out a loan for their money, and they gotta pay an interest on their money to the French government, because the French government said in one time they said if you don't put the money in our banks, we're gonna take it from you. So they prefer doing that. So that's what happened to Haiti. When Haiti won the battle, the French government was pissed off at them, right? So then the French government even went against Haiti and told Haiti, you owe us X amount of billions of dollars for reparation. And I'm like, what? When I heard that, like, reparation for what? You took their land. They gotta pay you for something that you took from them? Oh, because of the property. Get the fuck out of here. And what happened? They had to do it because the United States said, if you don't pay France, we're gonna go after you. So they had no choice. You see? But Haiti fought the Frenchmen. Haiti won Haiti won their freedom. So Haiti, all they know is corruption. But if Haiti and the Dominican Republic can come to eye, because it's one island with two different countries, if they saw each other eye to eye, they'll be a powerful, powerful island because they both have the same resources and they can help each other out. Hey, what's up, Manny Faz? And they can help each other out. But they don't do that because the government in Haiti says if I do that, I'm going to lose. The person who's on top, the leader of Haiti, will say, I'm going to lose money. Then I cannot take the money from the people. I need the money from the people. That's what it is. And the Dominican government does the same thing. I cannot go with Haiti because then the money that I'm taking from the Dominican people, I can't keep it for myself. Because all these people in Haiti's parliament, they're rich. The president of Haiti, he's rich. He got money. He's scheming off the top. So is the president of the Dominican Republic. But yet you have people who are suffering. You have Haitians that go from Haiti to the Dominican Republic and work. And when they go to work, the Dominican people don't like them. They throw rocks at them. They curse at them. Because why? Because they say, oh, you come to this country, you're taking away our jobs. It's not taking away your jobs. You have some people that just don't want to work. You don't want to work. You go to a job and you see 5 people working, all white people working. What do they do? You complain. Oh, I'm not getting work enough money. This is a low paying job and blah blah blah. They're always complaining. But then here comes immigration. Here comes these 4 people or 5 people that come from another country, and they work. They bust their ass. They're getting paid $10 an hour instead of 20 or 30. They get the job done quicker and faster and more efficiently because they're willing to work, even though it's $10 an hour, but they're willing to sacrifice their body for those $10 an hour. So the people that they love in their home, they can send the money to their home. While here, the American people, oh no, $20 an hour is no good for me. No benefits, no good for me. No, it always comes with something. And that's a shame. So we have to unite each other. We blacks and browns, we have to unite each other, and we have to take away this country back. We do. The white people are scared of the Hispanics because they know that we're the majority. We're becoming to be the majority, and if we can unite that with blacks, we'll be unstoppable. We really would. This is everybody's country. It's not just one country. Remember this, guys. America is not a ethnicity. It's just where you were born. So if your grandparents are from Africa, then that's what you have. You have African blood. If your parents are from France, that's what you have. You have French blood. If your parents are from Europe, your great grandparents, that's where you come. That's what you have. You have European blood. That's what you should feel proud of. Okay, we are citizens of a country. We are citizens of the United States of America. We are Americans. But I'm Puerto Rican because that's what my parents are. I'm proud to be Puerto Rican. I'm proud to be an American citizen. I don't take nothing away from my country. I'm proud to be an American. But my blood comes from Puerto Rico. And I know that from Puerto Rico, it goes into the roots of Africa, and it comes to the roots of people with blue eyes, and there must be either Irish or whatever the case may be. But that's my root. I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, this is my country." I want to know. America is my country because I was born here, and it's given me a lot. And I would like us as a country to be together instead of this divide bullshit. It's kind of a shame that all these people, when Donald Trump became president, he lowered the taxes for the rich, right? So they don't have to pay the businesses don't have to pay that much in taxes. But you do all this for the rich people. The rich people don't pay the rich. So some of these companies don't pay nothing in federal taxes. But hey, we have 1 million people or more who are homeless, and the government cannot take land that they have, empty lands, and build tiny homes for these homeless people, so they can start living a good life and they can get on their feet. They don't do that for them because for them it costs too much money. Whether you're Republican or Democrat, it costs too much money. You have to have someone with a good heart that takes money out of their pocket and build these tiny homes, and have organizations help them. But it doesn't come out of the American. It doesn't come out of the Republicans. Republicans don't talk about this. Democrats don't talk about this because it doesn't benefit them. That's what we should do. We should start helping the homeless. We should start by doing more to help to stop child trafficking, human trafficking, sex slaves. How do we stop people our men and women to be. How do we stop them from being pedophile? How do we stop the pedophiles from attacking our children? Those are the things that we need to talk about. Those are the things that we need to focus ourselves on. And as parents, we should focus ourselves on how to teach our kids how to make money the good way. How a trade is going to help your son and daughter, make money in the future. How investing, if you have $1, invest that dollar. If you have $5, invest that $5. Invest it so that you can see the fruits later on. That's the way we do it. Anyway, guys, thank each and every one of you for watching my channel. And if you haven't watched me tomorrow, we're going to do a live tomorrow and Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So let's talk Monday and let's talk Tuesday. All right, guys? So I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And God bless you. Yo, thank you, 12 Veils. Thank you, Rayuz. Thank you, Mr. Random. Thanks you, Frank Evans. I appreciate it. Man, I love you guys. Subscribe. Smash that button right there. Hit that bell. So me, the man, the myth, the legend, when I come on. All right. Peace, everybody.